want to show you how to make pillowcases for your kids. When I was growing up, my family had a Christmas tradition that we always had Christmas pillows. I still have mine that my grandma made. It has my name embroidered on it and it's full of candy canes, and I have kept it now for, oh goodness, probably over 15 years. Maybe even longer, and I absolutely love it. So I decided I'm going to keep this tradition up and I'm going to make some for my son. So I decided on this reindeer pattern, and one of my biggest reasons to do the reindeer is because he does have the army military bed, and I figured the reindeer still kind of went color-wise, but was Christmassy. So we are going to go ahead and get started. When I was researching how to do this pillowcase, because this is actually my first time, I figured out, the best thing to do is to grab a pillowcase that you already have and measure it. You're going to be using that, and make sure you give yourself an extra inch for seam allowance. It's always a little bit better to have your pillowcase a little bit big than a little bit too small. Now you're going to need the main pillowcase, and you're going to need this kind of bind edging. So you're going to want it to be able to fold over. So I did mine probably about 8 inches, which gave me 4 inches of that edging. So I cut out the piece and I did it as long as the pillowcase. I'll leave my dimensions in the description box below. But if you watch this, it'll make a lot more sense. So this is called the burrito style. There's a couple different ways to make pillowcases, but I thought this one was a lot of fun and was pretty easy. So we are literally going to be rolling it up and making it like we would a burrito, and then sewing it all together. Here I'm going to lay it out on the floor so you can get a better idea of how this is. So here I have my pillowcase edging all laid out. Okay, so that's double the width. And then I'm going to lay down the fabric and make sure that the edge is where I want it. Here I have kind of one of the little edgings there, and I'm going to go ahead and use it because I always love to use those areas in my seam allowance, so I'm not wasting fabric. Simply roll it up like you would a tortilla, and then you're going to fold the edging in, and you're going to pin it all the way down, and then simply sew it all the way through. Once you have sewn it, you can just flip it right side out. It takes a little bit of work, but once you get a hang on it, it'll just slip right out. After working it out, you should be able to lie it out and see that there are no raw edges. All the edges are hidden on the inside, and that just makes it super nice and clean looking. Now, all you have to do is fold it in half, make sure the right sides are together. And once you have the right sides together, you'll be able to see how this now looks like a pillowcase, and then sew the bottom and the top just an L shape. Now when you are sewing it together, you can do a simple stitch, you could serge it, or like me, I went ahead and did a French seam. So this one is where you actually do it wrong sides together at like a 1/4 inch, and then you flip it back out and do it again. You'll really have to look it up, but I really like the clean look of the French seam. So now the pillowcase is all together and it's super fun. We can switch it out for Christmas. It's got the deer on it, which my son thinks is so fun. And this is just another holiday tradition that we can keep up in our family. Let me know in the comments below if you gave this a try, if you think it was super easy, or if you have any other questions. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.